Jaldi,
Yes.
jaldi. We are 3 minutes late already. Switch on your video. We have to start the session now. So should I remove the rest of the participants who have their video off, or should I remove them from the meeting? Or I will go away. You can keep talking amongst yourself and take the session yourself. Domain session. Still 122 people, and I think not more than 10 have switched on their video. Sad, sad, sad. Very sad. Very sad. Achha, anyways, we will start now. So you must have got an intimation from the placement team that today we are having a domain session, and the domain that we will talk about here is marketing. Because my expertise lies in marketing. I am Professor Ritika Sharma. I think you have already, some of you have already interacted with me. Some of you I have taught in BBA, and some of you I see are my mentees here. And um, and rest details you can read up about me through KSOM website. Okay, see, let me tell you clearly about the purpose why we are here on a Monday evening after maybe a long day of classes for you. Uh, we are here to discuss or to refresh certain important marketing concepts which you might have already learnt. So one semester has already gone, you are in the second semester now, and very soon there would be companies lined up for summer internship, right? So the purpose of today's session is to help you be able to answer questions and to be able to uh, crack the interview based on your marketing knowledge. All right. So give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption. I have a sore throat today, so apologies. Okay, let's continue. So I think you are on the same page now. What is the purpose that we are all here? We are not here to just sit here because it was told to us that the attendance is mandatory. There is some purpose that we have to achieve in today's session. In few months, although you have not been exposed to many concepts in the subjects marketing specifically, and you have only learnt marketing from the surface, and there is requirement from the recruiters that they expect, if a candidate is applying for a sales role or any role related to sales and marketing in an organization, it is industry agnostic, totally industry agnostic. So if you say that, oh, my specialization is finance, I want to sit for banks only, why am I here in this session? So please, do a have let's have a reality check here. Banks also in the SIP, most of the banks recruit for sales kind of JDs, job descriptions. Okay, so they have sales roles mostly which they offer. So so I think the context is clear. Everyone, give me a go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So this session is for 1 hour. Yes, Vinav, any question?
No, ma'am, I was just go ahead, I raised.
Okay. All right. So I have some questions. I have just listed down some probable questions which are asked in the interviews, and one by one we will go through each question and try to figure out the answers. So please keep that in mind that this is not an intensive exercise. This is a refresher session today. Okay, and if you want to know more, you have to go back and read your book and read the material that is already provided to you by the faculty, and there are many other reliable sources on the internet also, right? So let's start now. I have to share my screen. Is Amit there? I wanted to share my screen. Wait a minute. I'm just calling Amit to get access to share screen. Okay, wait a minute. He's just giving me the rights to become host. Okay, I think I have become the host now. I can now share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Simple slides. I have not put much jargon and not much many models here. So we'll start from the basic. I would want volunteers to answer these questions, right? It is not a download session, please. It is an interactive session. So tell me, basic thing which an interviewer can ask in most of your interviews. What is marketing? Explain its core concepts. Yes, anyone? Give me your own definition. You do not need to give bookish definition. You can, if you understand, you can give your own definition also. Tell me. Yes, please. Or I would start pointing out.
Well, can
You have to at least switch on your video for the time that you speak. Yes, Daksh. Yes.
yes, ma'am. Marketing is the process of promoting firms or organizations or companies' products and the people's mind to get a perception about the product.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Ma'am, marketing is all about identifying and meeting human needs and human or social
Identifying
needs.
and identifying and meeting the needs.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Marketing means
To meet the needs of the customers profitably.
Meet the needs of the customers profitably. Is it an art or a science? Now tell me. Is it an art or is it a science?
Ma'am, it is an art, not a
It
science.
is
Yes, ma'am.
art
It's an
only.
art.
It's an art and not a science. Who told you that?
It's combined one. We can
It's a
say
combination of both art and science,
yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
as it needs various strategies. So you could when the marketer can apply that science and use it as an art. So it's a combination of both.
Of course, of course. So we talk about data a lot these days. And what is data? It's a science, no? Right? So when you take decisions, marketing decisions based on data only, then it becomes science. When you do not consider data at all when you're taking decisions, then it is art, right? So not always you take the help of data, and
Ma'am,
not always you deny data.
ma'am, but there is no short rule that always follow this rule. We have to
Yeah,
follow our
which is
own
why.
instinct also.
Yes, so which is why we said no, marketing is both an art and a science. It is both.
Mostly like an amalgam of both the concepts.
Yeah, of course. And can you quickly tell me the core concepts? Cause some jargon, some terminology which you have learnt in MM1 about marketing. Tell me.
Ma'am, price, product,
And 7 P's of the marketing.
7 P's of marketing. Okay. What else?
It's needs, wants,
Ma'am,
and demands.
Needs,
segmentation,
wants, and
targeting, and
demands.
positioning. Segmentation and targeting and positioning.
STP. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
STP you have learnt. 4 P's you have learnt. 7 P's you have learnt. And needs,
ma'am,
wants,
four
and
A's,
demands.
4 A's,
Hmm?
product life
B2B,
cycle.
B2B,
Product life cycle also
And
you have learned.
B2B and B2C.
B2C,
What is
B2B.
first? Let's okay. Okay, one by one. So okay, enough of jargon, and I think you're already familiar with most of it. If I ask you to explain, let's move forward. What do you mean by marketing mix?
Ma'am, the 4 P's. Ma'am,
The
the four
four
P's involved.
the 4 P's. What are those 4 P's? Let's recall
Price, price,
And
product, price, place,
promotion, and place.
promotion,
one by one, one by one.
and price, people, promotion and product.
Price,
Place.
people,
Place,
Ma'am, product price,
promotion,
ma'am,
product.
product price, place, promotion.
Yes, ma'am.
Product, price, place, and promotion. These are 4 P's. If I want to add three more,
Ma'am, people, process, and physical
people,
evidence.
yes.
people, process, and physical evidence. So you have to be clear with this. So in an interview, if you are given a small case study of the product and the scenario basically, then you have to think and you have to find out, okay, is it a product or is it a service or is it both? So should I apply 4 P's or should I apply 7 P's here? Okay, so I have to identify and then I have to go ahead in my analysis. Okay, okay, so please be clear. 4 P's is about products and 7 P's is about services. Okay, all right. Difference between a marketing mix and a promotional mix. Marketing mix, so we know 4 P's. What is a promotional mix?
Ma'am, that we don't.
That you don't know. No one knows. Yes, anyone? Promotional mix. What
ma'am,
is promotional mix?
yes, ma'am, I have a clear idea. It's basically how are we making our contact with the customers and how are we like digital marketing and sales. These are some of the parts of promotional mix. Like how are we going to increase our sales by connecting to people and by promoting our products?
Okay,
How
uh,
we are communicating with our customers.
that is okay. But this is a vague answer to this question. Just like we have very definite answer to marketing mix that there are 4 P's, we have a definite answer to promotional mix also. So please read the chapter if you have access to the book. Please read the chapter of integrated marketing communications. Just scan it and get to know what are the promotional mix elements. Anyways, you will be taught about this in MM2, but I mean there is no loss in learning it ahead of time. So The promotional mix has also 5 elements: um, advertising, personal relation, personal selling, sales promotion, and what was the fifth one?
Direct selling.
Direct
Direct
marketing.
marketing.
Direct marketing.
हाँ डायरेक्ट तो हो गया
Ma'am,
डायरेक्ट तो हो
advertising, sales, public relations, and direct marketing.
yeah there is one more to it there
Personal
is one
selling.
Personal selling.
personal selling
Niche marketing.
क्या
No, no, personal.
okay so promotional mix में there are 5 things so basically it comes under the so 4 P's has 1 P as promotion and that 1 P is then extended to 5 more elements which work together like a 360-degree. So when you design a marketing campaign for a company, when you design an advertising campaign for the company, and you have certain budget with you, right? So you have to decide that okay, these are the 5 options in front of me. Advertising is one. Advertising is like TV, radio, uh, put up a billboard on a highway, etc., etc., which is like mass advertising to the mass. Second is PR. PR is what? Public relations. Just so every celebrity has a PR agency, right? So what do? They try to promote good image of your brand in the public, right? So through events, conferences, social appearances, news articles, so they try to build a good image of your product in front of the consumers. That is called public relations, PR. Then we have sales promotion. Sales promotion is just like discount or free gift. Okay, so 50% off, 1+1, uh, or conditioner free with shampoo, right? So these things, these are sales promotions and these are temporary, these are not permanent. Okay, we have to be very clear. Sales promotions, one of the main characteristics of sales promotion is that this is temporary. We cannot keep running promotions throughout the year, otherwise people will think कि ये बकवास brand है, right? So if your brand is always on promotion, then people will think no that it is of bad quality, obviously. So you have to be very clear that okay, this for this particular time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever you decide, we will run the promotion and then we will stop, or again we will resume and we will run it for 1 week and then we will stop. So this is called sales promotion. And the fourth is personal selling. Personal selling is like you must have seen salespeople handling out the pamphlets to you or trying to sell sanitizers door to door or some books, some dictionaries, right? So those are personal selling. So uh, you have become an agent of the product and you are selling it on personal basis, right? Then coming to direct. So direct has again many variants. Direct may you can do social media, you can do online or SMS, and social media itself is a very big thing. So which all platforms do you want to go to? Facebook is one platform, LinkedIn, Instagram, and blogs and vlogs and YouTube, right? So this is endless. Okay, I think you got the basic structure in mind. Yeah. So 5 elements in a promotional mix. Promotional mix is completely different from marketing mix. So an interviewer might confuse you कि ये तो सेम ही है, marketing mix is same, promotional mix same, or you might get confused. You might give the answer which applies to promotional mix, but you gave the answer in marketing mix. So please be clear. Marketing mix is 4P's, and promotional mix is the 5 elements that I told you. Okay, so please don't confuse. Now, difference between sales and marketing. Tell me quickly, quickly, quickly.
Ma'am, sales is basically the selling of goods and services to customers, whereas marketing is a broader term. It involves sales and it involves a marketing research and how to acquire the customers as well as how to retain the customers.
Okay, is sales a part of marketing or is marketing a part of sales?
Sales
Or
is a part of marketing.
okay, Everyone agrees? Sales is a part of marketing.
Yes, ma'am.
Marketing is a big umbrella and sales is a
Yes,
part
ma'am.
of that big umbrella. Okay?
Ma'am, how would we
So,
properly differentiate between both the two, sales and marketing? What would be the proper definition between them?
proper definition का क्या करना है तुमको?
Ma'am, not
You have
definition,
to
but
understand, no?
yes, ma'am. That one only.
So
The basic.
you have to understand and to be able to apply. So school से बाहर आ जाओ अभी. It is not
मैम
school.
मिर्जा रटता है,
Okay.
कोई रटने खा जाते हैं।
Sorry.
नथिंग मैम, नथिंग।
Okay. See, proper definition I can give you, and you can also read from your books also. But
Ma'am,
I
not the
would.
definition, but the basic difference between the two. Basically, what will be the.
Okay. Okay. Tell me what is your understanding. If you are a sales manager, what would you do? And if you are a marketing manager, what would your job be like? Tell me.
I'm sales
Or
manager
anyone.
would be like I would be more be focusing on how to sell my product to the customers, and marketing would be managing overall my product like advertising, managing the sales things, and everything like that.
You have the answer. यही है. This is it. This is it. So sales is a subset of marketing. So I start with being a sales manager first and I eventually become a marketing manager in a company. I don't land up as a marketing manager initially. So if somebody asks you that what is your short term goal, what is your long term goal, please be very clear. In the next 2 years I want to become a marketing manager. It is not at all possible. So you have to be very clear when you write your objective line on your CV. Okay. So first I have to spend some time in sales, understand the nuances in the market, and once I get to know the system in a much better way, and I would myself feel, and the management would also feel that I am competent, then I would like to uh, go sit in the chair of marketing manager or a brand manager of so and so brand. Okay. So we have to be very clear with these things. Sales is a short term thing, marketing is long term. Sales does not, in most cases, we do not think of very long term in like 2 years hence or 3 years hence, but marketing has a long vision. Okay. So while sales team would be selling the same product and would be focusing the entire day on getting the things done in operational and uh, achieve the targets, etc., while marketing team, apart from looking at the target achievement, etc., marketing team would be thinking about a new product line altogether, right, or going to making strategies to go to a new location altogether. Yeah. So marketing and sales, of course, they work hand in hand, and most of the strategy part marketing does, and most of the implementation part sales does. Okay. Am I clear now? Yes, तो बोल दो.
And
Yes,
can we
ma'am.
say that in marketing we have to manage our four P's basically, and in sales we have to focus
अरे
on.
please don't limit that you have to manage your 4 P's. No, no, no. You have to manage maybe only 1 P, or maybe beyond 4 P's. Maybe you have to do segmentation also. Maybe you have to do targeting also. Okay. So
Yes,
so please don't confine yourself. I mean, be real and be as logical as possible. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
And if you research the company that you are going to sit for in the interview, you will very well get an idea, no? So if it is a Reckitt Benckiser, then you would know that okay, this company makes Dettol and hand wash and sanitizer and things like that. So okay, how would be their sales team like? And you read up some new latest news articles, so you will get a fair idea. Okay, what are they coming up with? So maybe their marketing team is now thinking about some new type of sanitizer spray, etc. What was their sales last year? So you will look up the last annual report on their website and you will get to know the numbers. Right. So you would have to do certain research yourself, no, before preparing for an interview specifically for a company. Yeah. So you just don't go there and sit there कि हाँ मैं तो सुबह उठा और मैं आ गया इंटरव्यू में, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, ऐसे नहीं होता. Okay, something you have to research yourself. Okay, next is buying behavior. So tell me, this is the next chapter which you might have. I think MM1 covers buying behavior already. So quickly tell me, what is buying behavior? What is buying behavior? अरे नो आंसर्स. लेट मी आस्क अरविंद सर, क्या पढ़ाया उन्होंने? व्हाट इज बाइंग बिहेवियर?
Some basic ideology or some basic, you know, things which change how the consumers buy or look at the product. This could be through, public image, advertising, PR, things like that. Ma'am, buying behavior basically means how frequently a customer buys a product and what is the frequency of his buying. Like what a
What is the
mindset of a
frequency of
customer
his
is
buying?
towards the product.
Yes,
Ma'am,
yes, yes.
ma'am, it's the time when a customer is going to buy a product, the thought and actions he's putting while buying that particular product is known as buying behavior.
Exactly, bang on. So the process that goes, that a customer goes through in his mind before taking the final decision. Okay, I went to the store or I saw an ad. I developed some interest in the particular product and I went to the store just then. After seeing the ad, I went to the store and I purchased that chocolate just like that. Yeah. So the behavior for me was impulse purchase. Right. Sometimes I watch a Mercedes ad and I like that ad so much. I replayed it time again and again on loop and I don't do anything. I don't do anything. I don't go to the Mercedes store and buy a Mercedes. No, because I know that that is far off my reach. Yeah. So here it did not conclude in a purchase, right? So the input was similar, the input was similar, but the output, I mean, we did not achieve the output. Yeah. So that is the different behavior that I showed that time as a consumer, right? So you can read about theory. I am just giving you certain feelers that how can buying behavior change depending upon the brand that you're talking about, depending upon the buyer's capability at that point of time, depending upon the buyer's willingness at that point of time, right? So there are two things at all times. There should be a willingness, there should be an affordability, right? So I am more than willing to purchase a Mercedes right now, but do I have the affordability? No. So why will Mercedes invest in or send a salesperson to my house and try to convince me, wherein they very well know that I am not their target audience? Right? So no matter how willing I am, and it is my dream to own a Mercedes, I will not go for that because I do not have the affordability right now. ओके और उल्टा कर देते हैं, आई हैव द अफोर्डेबिलिटी, आई एम मिस्टर अंबानी एंड आई हैव द एबिलिटी टू परचेज, आई कैन परचेज मोर देन वन मर्सिडीज ऑल्सो, बट मूड नहीं है, आई डोंट वॉन्ट टू, राइट? तो नहीं खरीदना है, विलिंगनेस नहीं है, आई डू नॉट हैव द विलिंगनेस, सो आई माइट हैव द अफोर्डेबिलिटी बट नॉट द विलिंगनेस. Okay, you cannot just force money out of my pocket, no, as a customer or as a seller you cannot like just force it out. Yeah, so you have to convince, and that entire process. So right from so what can a marketeer best do? They can throw some inputs to your mind and they can then influence step by step, they can then influence so that a positive outcome can be a result, right? So that entire process which is there in your mind, ओके तो आप एक कार शोरूम पे गए एंड यू सेड कि खरीदना है, इफ नॉट मर्सिडीज की ओके टाटा मोटर्स का कुछ खरीदना है नया गाड़ी, एंड विच इज ऑफ course fits in my budget of course, and you went there and you said कि अच्छा ठीक है, let me wait for an auspicious occasion, or I have put my emergency funds in some other for some other purpose, so I will come back after 2 months, I will come back after 3 months, right? So that doesn't mean that I'm not willing or I do not have the affordability, right? It just means that I have delayed the purchase for some time, right? So it's the marketeer's job to then follow up with me after in the date that I have told. Okay, so this is buying behavior, and there is a lot of jargon and examples that you can read from the book. I will not delve into that because otherwise the session will go in altogether a different direction. Now tell me, what are the factors that influence buying behavior?
And social factors like the groups, like reference groups and family groups, friends groups. Cultural
Yes.
factors like the culture he belongs to, his religion and all. And personal factors like age, income, and at which life stage he is. And psychological factors like, for example, if a person is buying a car, so his motive can be like for status usage, so he will go for BMW, such type BMW Rodi, and if the person is of the rational, then will go for something which will suit his income and this that too.
I think so. We are clear now. Cultural, social. So these are the factors, and this is there in the theory. Okay. So these are the factors that influence a buying behavior. Some factors influence the buying behavior positively. Some factors influence negatively, or some factors are like indifferent, right? Some factors the consumer does not take them positively or negatively. Okay, so it depends on the situation, it depends on the product, it depends on many other conditions, and I think you are already familiar with all those. Now, stages of buying decision process, tell me please. जल्दी जल्दी बताओ, जल्दी जल्दी.
First will be problem recognition. What are the problems? And then we have to search about the problem if we are getting the means product or not. Then the third is evaluation of the alternatives if we are getting the product like which we want and what are the competitors for them. And then the purchase decision if we have to purchase or not. And then the post purchase services means post purchase behavior of the product.
Okay. Okay, great. So 5 steps. I think everyone is aligned, or anyone has any other point to say? Does anyone want to say anything different? So more or less, these are the 5 stages of the buying decision process. First of all, need recognition, then problem identification, then evaluation of alternatives, then purchase, and then post-purchase behavior, etc. So ideally, typically, these are the 5 stages, and there are modifications here and there depending upon the product and depending upon a client also, depending upon the customer also, right? Total customer value. What is this concept?
It is the experience. We can say that like total customer value is the experience that a person gets while buying your product, and it also determines whether your product has been priced at a fair offering or some sort of that.
Okay.
And what are the values we are getting from the product we have purchased? It is satisfying our value or not? That's the customer value.
It is the perception of the customer that the value is getting from acquiring that product or service, and whether it's getting the total value, that whether it is satisfied or not after acquiring that product or service or not.
Okay. Does it have a formula? Total customer value? Do you know the formula? Have you done any numericals on this total customer value? How do you derive it? You know?
No problem.
No formula. Acha. So I think you will be introduced to.
I guess, may I try if
Yes,
you don't
yes,
mind?
yes.
It's, I guess, sales price minus cost of goods sold. That is the formula as far as I remember.
This is
Ma'am,
profit.
benefits by cost.
Value क्या होगा? This is profit ना. See the total customer value, and this is a very important value that all the marketeers look for. And there is a formula. You can Google the formula for this total customer value, and it is rare that it will be asked to you in the interview. But still, safe side. If you understand the formula, if you understand, so there is discount rate, retention rate, and there is time series analysis involved. So if you are okay, you can Google the formula. Otherwise, you will be exposed to this in your introduction to analytics also. So don't worry. Just in case if somebody asks you, then you can tell, just like many of you have explained, and you have to just reframe it in a better way, that the total customer value. See, we are all working for values, right? So all products, all brands, all companies, they work for value, right? So they do not think for today, they think for tomorrow and day after tomorrow also, right? So if a customer has purchased 50 rupees worth of products today, then as a marketeer, my job is to retain the customer for as long as possible till he lives, right? So next 50 years, whenever he does a purchase of 50 rupees, he purchases my company's detergent only, right? So that will be the real value that I am looking for, total customer value. So in a lifetime that the customer is there with me, the customer uh, should be giving back the value to me in terms of money, or extracting value in terms of the good product, right? So you can map customers data, and right now many companies are doing that. So when they capture your details in a self-service kind of a store, they know your billing details, and they link it with your name and phone number, and of course all the other details can be retrieved, your bank account details also, if you swipe the card and all. So they know your purchase history and everything, and they run some algorithms to predict your next purchase, and to predict that how long is this customer going to stay with me, right? So there are formulas for that, and there are a lot of analytics that goes behind it. I just wanted to give you a brief idea. Okay. What do you mean by STP?
Segmentation,
Segmentation,
targeting,
targeting, and positioning.
Segmentation, targeting,
position.
positioning. What happens first?
Segmentation,
Segmentation.
dividing
Segmentation,
out
then
the
In
targeting.
large population
segmentation,
into a group,
dividing the
large
product.
population into the groups.
क्वेश्चन तो सुन लो, ये जीडी बना देते हो. मैंने पूछा कि what happens first? Segmentation happens first.
Segmentation.
Yes. So in that order, segmentation, then targeting happens, and then positioning happens. Okay. So in that order. If segmentation is already done, then you start with targeting, and you start with positioning. If targeting is also done, then you do positioning only. Okay. Very rarely you reverse the order. I don't think generally they reverse the order. Okay. Explain the approach you will take for market segmentation. What major segmentation variables can you see? Tell me.
Now, first we divide the market into various segments on the various approaches, like on the basis of geographical segmentation, then demographic segmentation. So on these type of segmentation, we divide the total customers into various segmentation, and on the basis of these segmentations, we target the customers, and we formulate policies and strategies which will suit for that segment.
Okay, so okay, overview. You've said it right in an overview. So there are various kinds of segmentations that we can do. We can do geographical segmentation. We can do demographic, and so basically we want to club customers in various brackets. Okay, so just like we sort colors, ki okay, red goes in red bucket, green goes in green bucket, like that. Okay, so okay, geographically we have divided. Okay, east zone, west zone, north zone, and south zone. So we are clear. Now we have next step is we have to So psychographic segmentation also we can do, behavioral segmentation also we can do. So there is theory, you can read about it. And second is targeting. So then you have to find out who will be your target. So if you are doing geographic segmentation and your product is applicable to everybody, let's say, so if you're selling water, let's say if you are a Bisleri company, so you have done geographic segmentation. So you will then select that, okay, we will start with East Market first. If you are something like Bisleri is already everywhere. So if you are starting something like Bisleri, so you start with maybe East Zone first. Okay, you capture the market and then you go with South Zone for South Zone in the second phase, etc., etc. So you have to select who is your target market amongst the segments that are already there. So male female could be different segments, age group wise you can segment, right? And then you can target, and depending upon your target you have to position. Okay, so for example, these baby products like Johnson's and all these companies, they have segmented that, okay, we will cater to babies is our segment. But who is their target? Their target is not babies are not going to pay. Their target is their moms.
Parents,
Parents.
parents, mom.
Right, right. So, which is why their positioning is for the target and not for the segment. Okay, so you have to be very clear. Okay, which is our target audience? Okay, and how will we position ourselves so that it is fit, it is suitable for the target audience? Okay. Then characteristics of effectively segmented marketing, I think you can easily read about this, because this can come in the GD before the interview. Okay, so if they give you a GD, if they ask you to do a group discussion with some caselet, and they will give you some pointers, and they will ask you that, okay, if you will be in the position of this marketing manager, then what will you do? ओके तो ये 4 Ps तो ठीक है, STP तो ठीक है, सब आता है आपको, लेकिन व्हाट कॉन्सेप्ट, विच कॉन्सेप्ट टू अप्लाई वेयर, राइट? दिस इज where your presence of mind would work. So so please don't take everything literally कि अरे इसमें तो कहीं पे 4 Ps का नाम नहीं लिया है तो मे बी 4 Ps नहीं करना है. Just please don't treat case studies and whatever material that is given to you, please don't treat it as reading comprehension कि क्वेश्चन देखा और फिर वही उसी के रिलेटेड ढूंढने लग गए कहाँ लिखा है. तो नो, प्लीज डोंट ट्रीट इट एज रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन. Okay, understand the case, understand the information that is given to you, and apply your mind. Okay, so you have all the inputs, you know how to do segmentation, you know the theory ki on what basis, what variables, and targeting, and how to do positioning, right? So you know much gyan, but the real essence is to apply, to be able to apply. So these are also some of the concepts which might be a part of the interviews or the discussions. 4 Ps of marketing. What are the different pricing mechanisms? Can anyone tell me what are the different pricing mechanisms? This is a little different.
Pricing based on, I think, cost, and pricing based on the competitive pricing. Only two I know.
Another is consumer based pricing.
Yeah, so you can read up the pricing chapter also, and just read the headings: value-based pricing, cost-based pricing, competitor-based pricing, right? So just read the headings, and it will give you a fair idea. Okay, when you launch a new product, you go for market skimming, you go for market penetration. Just read 2-3 lines. What is market skimming, market penetration? So it helps. When you know more words, you look more knowledgeable, no? Right? What according to you is sales promotion? Sales promotion, I've told you. What is ATL and BTL?
No, ma'am, we don't know about it.
Okay.
The line from
Above the line, below the line.
below the.
Above the line, below the line. So we don't know it. Nahi. I don't know it, bolo.
Yes, ma'am, I don't know about
I
it.
don't know it because many amongst you know. So ATL is above the line and BTL is below the line. So above the line is like above on mass scale advertising, hire Shah Rukh Khan, hire Ritik Roshan, right? And BTL is 1+1 shampoo plus conditioner free, or one soap with three soaps combo pack, like that. So that is BTL. Okay. What is public relations? I told you. What role does PR play in marketing communications? This Gyan you can read, and I think you'll be able to you will be able to say something in the interview. What is direct marketing? What is direct marketing?
Face to face marketing.
Face to face, direct marketing. Online marketing examples.
And
SMS.
ma'am, catalog marketing can be a direct marketing.
Direct. Yes, 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 yes. Online marketing examples.
blogs, click AdSense.
Emails.
Emails, SMSs. Yeah, SMSs can be direct marketing also because it doesn't involve online. It doesn't involve.
Online events,
Yeah,
application promotions.
सोशल मीडिया, वो सब ज्ञान इधर बहुत हो सकता है. ठीक है. What are the advantages of online advertising over traditional advertising?
Easier, more customer reach.
More customer reach.
One easily
Effective.
accessible to more and more people,
Easily
as
accessible.
these days people are spending more time online rather than offline, so they are inclined towards the online kind of things, so they get attracted towards online advertising.
Ma'am, cheaper than the traditional advertising, I think.
Cheaper, yes. Cheaper and more effective customer reach, yes.
And
What are
it
the
has
problems?
long-term impact on the consumer's mind.
Ma'am, also we can track the results, while offline we cannot track the results.
Yeah, this is important. You can track the results. Yeah. In offline, it becomes very difficult to track. So there are mechanisms, but it is limited. And last, what are the problems faced in online marketing?
Now, in a country like India, many people they don't have access to internet. So, through online marketing, we cannot like target those audience which do not have the access of internet alone.
Can be easily copied by the competitors.
Yeah, can be easily copied, and internet reach is less. So effectiveness, yes, since it is a cheap platform, so also maybe it can be misused, it can be hacked, and those kind of, I mean, copyright issues are always there. B2B and B2C, I think we are clear with B2B and B2C, these terms.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
What
ma'am.
is business market? What is consumer market? What is services marketing? How is it different from product marketing? Are we clear?
I mean,
Yes, very.
services marketing we make the use of 7 P's, while in product
Yeah.
marketing we make the use of 4 P's.
Yeah, of course, of course. No, we just have told us. Seven P's. Seven P's we have discussed. Okay, brand. What do you mean by brand?
One brand is basically the value created by the company in the minds of the people.
Okay.
It is a perception of the consumers regarding any company, this we call brand, like positive perception.
Not company, product. So
Product, sorry, yeah, yeah.
product, yeah, product can. So some companies have the company name as their brand. So like Kellogg's is the company name as well as the brand name. Yeah. But ITC is the company name, but the brand name is Bingo, Ashirwad, Fiamma Devils.
Ma'am, Nike
Yeah.
can be one.
Nike. Yeah. So the company and the brand is same. Okay. So perception, goodwill, and see, brand is intangible. Basically, brand is the intangible value that we have. So you are all brands, you are all brands, no? So you would be selling yourself in the marketplace in the next 1 year. You can people brand themselves on LinkedIn. Yeah. So professional network, I've got these degrees, and I'm connected to these many people. What this is, they are making a personal brand of themselves, right? So that if any employer sees it, and or anybody who wants to collaborate comes to your profile, they can very well know your worth. Okay. So like Shah Rukh Khan itself, so Shah Rukh Khan himself is a brand, right? तो वो शाहरुख खान बिना किसी मूवी के भी अगर कहीं आएगा तो वो पैसा लेगा, राइट? बिकॉज शाहरुख खान मीन्स, मतलब ऐसे नहीं, वो फ्री में ऐसे नहीं आएगा, तो बिकॉज मूवी, सिर्फ मूवी से नहीं, वैसे भी एज अ ब्रांड ऑल्सो. सो आई विल कम, आई कैन नॉट कम ऑन, आई विल नॉट कम टू एन इवेंट कि फीता काटने भी नहीं आऊंगा unless you give me some money, right? So छोटे मोटे celebrities भी, how do you make yourself a brand like this? Like धीरे धीरे से ही you can make yourself a brand, right? So few years back when Maggie was off the shelves, many of us would have cried, right? कि क्या करेंगे, मैगी चला गया हमारी लाइफ से, तो क्या करेंगे? तो we were not sad about the company but the brand that we loved so much, राइट? तो ऐसा नहीं है नूडल्स ही है, द प्रोडक्ट इज नूडल्स, राइट? बट वी आर नॉट अटैच टू नूडल्स, वी आर अटैच टू मैगी, दैट इज द ब्रांड, राइट? तो वो है ब्रांड, वो डिफरेंस है. एंड डेफिनेशंस यू कैन रटोफाई. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ब्रांड अवेयरनेस, ब्रांड रिकॉल एंड ब्रांड रिकॉग्निशन? जल्दी जल्दी बताओ.
And brand awareness, when the consumers they know about the brand. Like for example, Apple, all are we are known of this brand, so people are aware of this brand, that this brand exists in the market, and they have the positive image of that brand in their mind.
Okay, then brand recall.
Ma'am, brand recall, I'm not sure, but I can try. Like, for example, ma'am, when the brand degrades from the market, but again the company fixes it by repositioning that brand in the market. So in this way, they can recall that brand again. Oh, okay.
Ma'am, may I try?
So you are giving another definition of recall. That is also correct, but that does not apply here.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
ma'am.
Anyone else?
Ma'am, may I try once?
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, can we say that brand recall could be like if I went to a shop and if I asked for something like maybe detergent powder, I could recall a brand specific. Like there are brands like Surf Excel, Ariel, but if you tell me a term like detergent, then which the brand which comes to my mind at first is this brand recall.
Of course. Yes. Bang on. So brand recall is a very important objective of the branding team. So without seeing the brand in front of you, if you are able to recall कि वो बचपन में हम एक किस्मी बार खाते थे, क्या चॉकलेट था तो वो है ब्रांड रिकॉल. दैट इज द ब्रांड रिकॉल. कि आई हैव सीन एन एड वंस ऑफ दिस कैंडी एंड I do not, I have forgotten the taste and I have forgotten the name, but the look and feel I can remember. So okay, so I will go to the store and I will say ki, oh yes, just this brand is there in front of me. Oh, I recalled. Oh, Pulse Candy. Okay, so so when the consumer recalls the brand, so or for example you are sitting with your friends and you are discussing कि अरे ये बाइक लेना अच्छा है या ये फोन अच्छा है, etc. And the company, without the company paying you for promoting, if you say कि यार ये Oppo का फोन मैंने लिया है and it is very good, so see these are the features, and you are, without realizing, you have become the salesperson of that Oppo phone, right? Because you are so attached to the brand and you recall it so well that it's there etched in your memory. Then at that point the job of the brand is done, right? That time we will say the brand is successful when there is enough brand recall happening without the company putting effort or showing you ads or putting this product in front of you every time. Without the effort of the company, if you can still recall the brand, then the brand is successful. Okay, then brand recognition.
Ma'am, it is how the customers are recognizing the brand. Like, for example, like Coca-Cola. So consumers can recall it by that red color photo, or any kind of jingles or lines, like in like line of the Big Bazaar is सबसे सस्ता सबसे अच्छा. So like by relating to these lines, people can recognize these brands. So the effective way, like visual, or which impacts on the visual impact, or the something like that.
Maybe a fancy packaging,
Yes, ma'am.
like a basket or something, or very flashy colors, or a logo like a Nike, right? Symbol,
Yes, ma'am. Like
or a
Apple,
Coca-Cola, red
the Apple
apple.
logo, so people could
Yeah.
relate to it.
Yeah. So without telling you what the product is, if you see the logo of Apple somewhere, half eaten apple, so you can relate कि okay, ये half eaten apple नहीं है, ये Apple iPhone का लोगो लग रहा है, right? तो वो है brand recognition. That is brand recognition. That you are able to recognize the brands without any other information. So just a small logo, just a color combination, or a jingle or a tune maybe will help you recognize that what is this brand. These are certain models and matrices. I doubt that these will be asked in the interview, but still you have covered these in MM1, I hope. BCG matrix, Ansoff matrix, and Porter's five forces model. You have covered these in your MM1. Have you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
But
please
didn't remember.
brush up. Please brush up the concepts, and there are chances. BCG matrix, I have seen that it is generally asked in kind of consulting and B2B kind of roles. The applicability of BCG matrix. Yes. So 4 by 4, cash cow, dog, star, and question mark. Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
so please brush up on these things again. And Ansoff, oligopoly, monopolistic, yeah, तो वो सब economics फंडे
Yes, ma'am.
you have to brush up, okay? And Ansoff matrix, what is Ansoff matrix?
Ma'am, marketing development, product development, penetration, and
Yeah, so it
diversification.
also has 4 boxes in a matrix. So market development, product development, market diversification, or what was there? New
Penetration.
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 Okay, penetration. Yeah. Okay. So in what situation which to apply? Yeah. So you give a very informed and knowledgeable reply to a question, a typical question in an interview, and your interviewer is bound to be impressed, provided you apply the model in correct situation. Okay, that is important. Explain Porter's five forces model. Do you know this? Porter's five forces? स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट में पढ़ा होगा. अरे yes or no?
Ma'am, threat of the new entrant, bargaining power of the buyers and suppliers, and the rivalry among the competitors, and threat from the substitutes.
So five forces in the environment. So when a question is, or when a GD topic is pertaining to the environment, then this model you can use, or you can apply some parts of this model. So there are threat of new entrants. Okay, so just recall. Okay, threat of new entrants was one point. Okay, where do I find threat of new entrants in the case that is there with me? Threat of substitutes. Okay, is there a threat of substitute in the case pertaining, or do I need to assume anything, etc.? Bargaining power, similarly, right? So whenever there is something about the environment, or going to a new environment, thinking about going to a new environment, so Porter's five forces model comes handy in that situation. So this is it. If there is anything else that you want to ask, please, you can ask. Anything else anyone wants to ask?
Ma'am, in Porter's value chain, uh, can you please explain the part of the margin? What does it
Of
signify?
the
Of the
part
margin.
of the
Margin, ma'am.
margin. कहाँ पहुँच गए यार इतना. It is just a refresher, the main session. Margin में I have to have certain material in front of me, some case study in front of me, wherein I would have some data points, and then we can talk about margins.
No. Margin is. Are you talking about the margin of the financial margin or the margin that we create with our customers?
What are you talking about?
मैम the porter's value chain मैम.
हाँ, so
मैम उसमें
margins, what margin?
मैम उसमें जो डायग्राम है उसमें जो राइट साइड में मार्जिन जैसे एरो बना रहता है उसमें जो मार्जिन रहता है सर मैम वो क्या है मैम?
मार्जिन का एरो, एक मिनट, लेट मी चेक. एक मिनट,
बोलो.
1 मिनट. तो ये है, ओके. Potter's 5 forces. This is the.
No मैम porter's value chain मैम.
I have not told you about value chain. I have told you about this 5 forces. Value chain is different, not comes under marketing. It is operations. I was talking about this.
Yes
I was
ma'am.
talking about this.
Okay.
If you have any specific queries, we can take it offline. No worries. I also have to brush up something there because that's not my domain. So let me know if you have any specific queries. We can connect offline. No problem. Okay.
No ma'am. Thank you.
Anything else? Anything else anyone wants to ask?
No ma'am.
Done. All ready for facing the interviews? अरे यस तो बोलो, कुछ फायदा हुआ कि नहीं आज के सेशन का?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Motivate me also, no?
Yes, ma'am.
I have been.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I have
बहुत
been
अच्छा है
for
मैम.
one
I'm very.
hour.
हाँ मिर्जा. Yes ma'am.
I'm enjoyed a lot.
ओहो, ये ज्यादा बटरिंग हो गया. अच्छा ठीक है.
मैम मिर्जा एक्सपर्ट है बटरिंग करने में.
Yes ma'am.
बहुत
मिर्जा
ज्यादा.
पूरा एकदम.
और दक्ष भी एक्सपर्ट है.
Acha, so you can send me a mail separately if you want to discuss anything else just before your interview, or you want to get your CV reviewed or any other assistance in marketing, any other guidance in marketing. Please feel free. You can get my number. It's there in my signature. So I think some of my mentees are already there. I see Anjali there, so you can get my phone number from them. I'll type it in the chat box also. But please don't bug me with random things and after 10 p.m. बाकी सब ठीक है. So because everything is recorded and everything is reported. So this is my WhatsApp number. If you have any specific queries, you can please ask. And anyways, I am a faculty, so when we meet offline, you will be seeing me there in the campus as well. All right. So let's call it a day.
May I ask a question? Other than sales, what roles we can get in like marketing internships? Can you please elaborate on that?
Mostly sales. That is my answer. Mostly sales. 80% is sales.
And the 20%?
And that 20% might be HR related, might be data entry, और तो interns का यही सब काम रहता है. And if you want to know specifics, please get in touch with some of your seniors, and I think they would be able to give you much better insights कि क्या काम होता है, what is the nature of work and what is the frequency and what is the style, etc. Okay, so I think your seniors would be the best ones to give you input here. Okay, are you in touch या फिर बस क्लास करते हो और सो जाते हो?
I'm in touch.
थोड़ा सीनियर्स से बात करो. हाँ, थोड़ा गाइडेंस लो सीनियर्स से. CV रिव्यू कराओ, फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट सीनियर्स से रिव्यू कराओ. कब काम आएंगे? सीनियर्स हैं, कब काम आएंगे वो? They have to give back to the society, no? Okay, utilize them.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you mail us this PPT so that we can
कुछ भी
have
नहीं
it?
है. There is nothing much in this PPT. I have just copied from Joydeep sir's material, which he has
These
already
questions,
shared with
if
you.
we would have had,
The same questions, the same Word document which was already shared with you on mail. मेल तो खोलते नहीं हो. जॉयदीप सर का मेल बहुत पहले आया था आपको. वही मेल है. वही exactly वही चीज कॉपी किया है मेल में, PPT में. There is nothing else that I have put. So search for Joydeep sir's mail. He has shared all the material with the entire batch, and I have just copy pasted the content from there. और आपको लग रहा है कि वाओ क्या नया पढ़ाया मैम ने.
हम जॉयदीप सर का भी सेशन हो चुका है क्या?
जयदीप सर ने मेल भेजा था, माय डियर. तो अपना इनबॉक्स खोलो और उसमें देखो जयदीप सर ने आपको मेल भेजा है बहुत पहले. उसमें आप उन्होंने वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट्स भेजे हैं, द प्रोबेबल क्वेश्चंस, the word documents, probable questions. So please look for it, and there are enough and more questions for all domains in that email. Okay. So there is
Yes,
nothing,
ma'am.
there is
Thank
no
you, ma'am.
rocket science that I have taught you. Okay. Chalo. Let's call it a day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
है ना. अभी पीपीटी में मैं कुछ और भी जार्गन लिख देती, बस लेके स्पून फीड करा के बस बैठ गए, सो गए. पीपीटी भेज दो. वर्ड खोजो अपने आप मेल में जाके, इनबॉक्स में जाके, आपके पास वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट है. ओके.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye. I am ending the meeting now. Bye bye. All the best for the upcoming placement season, everyone.